I'm here on flutes again, and I'm going to talk about a really common issue with flutes. Your student will come up and say, oh, I can't get the pieces, won't go together, or the pieces won't come apart, and you really want them to be easy enough to go in there, otherwise students will start gripping and start bending keys, which would not be good. And it's really, really easy to fix this problem. Now, there's two causes. One, the instrument is dirty, which is probably the most likely. And two, it's bent, or they dropped it and this circle is no longer a circle, which you can pretty visually tell if it's not, if it's been bent, because there'll be like a flat side where it should be curved, and it's kind of funny, but terrible at the same time. So to fix this problem, all you're gonna need is a soft cloth that's dry, and some Mighty Mist or any sort of rubbing alcohol based cleaner, something that's not going to hurt the metal. So if it's made out of silver, I would recommend using this versus something else. So we're going to look at this head joint. As you can see visually, this head joint is pretty dirty, and all I'm going to do is spray some Mighty Mist onto the tenons. And when I say tenant, I'm talking about where metal meets metal. There we go. Just a few sprays, and I'm going to take my cloth and I'm going to wipe and rub off any dirt that's built up over there. And I'm just going up and down on it to get it really clean. So as you can see, we got some grime off of that. So this is now very clean. But that's not the only thing, piece of metal that touches metal. You also need to get inside the tenon. So I'm going to spray a little bit in here. And you can use, you can use a flute tuning rod, or you can use your finger if you have small enough fingers, which I happen to have, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So doing the same thing, just running it back and forth. Be careful what you're doing with this hand to not bend any keys. And wow, look how dirty that was inside there. So now it should be a lot easier to put, so much easier to put together. And your students will really appreciate it too, and they'll learn to keep those clean. And you can do the same for your foot joint tenon, and make sure you get the inside of this as well. But it's pretty simple. Also, tip, if you have a performance coming up, Mighty Mist is really good at removing fingerprints. Mighty Mist in combination with microfiber cloth, which is what this is, are really good at shining up the instrument. You don't need a lot, just a few sprays. Don't get the pads wet. But for a head joint or a tuba, a brass instrument, it really shines the instrument up. It makes it look really nice. So, there you go, pro tip.